you've got so much on your plate. Scheduling tools are not just about scheduling and setting those appointments, right? It's also about freeing up your time, your mind on the small stuff so you can really focus on what matters the most in your business.
Welcome to the Simplified Social Marketing Podcast. I'm Chelsea Gardner, and if you're ready to make marketing clear, manageable, and fun with practical steps and effective tools, you are in the right place, my friend. Together, we'll untangle the complexities of marketing your business and transform them into clear, actionable steps. Let's dive in.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Simplified Social Marketing Podcast. I'm so excited you're here. It has been just a busy, 8-9 months. When you guys are listening to this, I am recording it about a week or two ahead of time, and it has just been crazy over here. We've got a lot going on, a lot of great things. There's been so many different webinars and workshops that I've been doing, and I have more coming up through the end of the year, and I am just so stoked about it. But y'all know, I have a very busy schedule. I manage my clients. I do done for you social media marketing. So I am constantly putting together content, doing graphics, helping with advertising and all of the things, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I do have help, but I do a lot of stuff for for my business and for my clients. And so it is crucial that I plan and schedule my content. I plan and schedule my clients' content. I plan and schedule my life, basically. And so that is what we're going to talk about today, is planning and using some scheduling tools and how these types of tools can literally revolutionize your business. I have been able to skyrocket what I'm doing in my business, not only just because I have additional help, shout out to my amazing assistants, but also because I have streamlined a lot of my processes with scheduling tools and management tools. So if you didn't know, I have a fun fact for you. If you didn't know, the average person actually spends over 30 minutes a day just scheduling tasks. So, I mean, I think for someone in my situation, it's probably way more than that, right? It's probably like an hour, 2 hours a day. But that adds up if you're an average person and you're scheduling your tasks, that adds up to about 180 hours a year, which is like an entire week, right? Even more than that, honestly, if it's a 40-hour work week, whatever that calculates into, I'm not quite sure. But imagine what you could accomplish if you had some of that time back. And so I want to talk to you about scheduling tools and how they can really help you, because time is one of our most valuable resources that we have as a business owner. And especially you guys, you loan officers, you're juggling client meetings, paperwork, team coordination, I'm sure. Like, you've got so much on your plate. Scheduling tools are not just about scheduling and setting those appointments, right? It's also about freeing up your time, your mind on the small stuff so you can really focus on what matters the most in your business. And so I want to talk to you about the benefits of using these tools. Some of the tools that I use personally, I will share with you as well, because that's always one of the questions I get, right? Is, well, great, Chelsea, you want us to use these tools, but like what tools? So I'm going to tell you about that. So let's talk about the benefits of using scheduling tools. One is efficiency, y'all. Straight up efficiency, how these tools can just streamline our tasks and managing our tasks effectively. It automates things like scheduling meetings, sending reminders, even posting on social media is part of a benefit that we can use scheduling tools for if we have the right scheduling tools, right? And then integrating with other tools. So emails, our CRM systems that we're using, right? All of you probably have some form of CRM system. And so some of these scheduling tools can actually integrate with CRM systems, project management softwares, whatever the case may be, right? So for example, I use Metricool to schedule social media posts in advance for myself, for my clients, that is what I use. There's tons out there. Hootsuite, Plubly, Planoly, Metricool is one of the ones that I just personally love. I find it very easy to use, user friendly, and it manages everything in one dashboard for all accounts from Facebook, Instagram, Google Business, LinkedIn, TikTok. You can actually even add your website onto there and it will track some of your website flow. So I love this scheduling tool. That's what I use, but that doesn't mean that's what you have to use, but that's what I use. But it allows you to schedule everything in one sitting weeks in advance or, a month in advance. And that will free up some of that time for at least social media, right? That is your scheduling tool that I recommend for social media. Now, if you're like, Charles, I only do Facebook or I only do Instagram, then just use the Meta Business Suite for scheduling your social media accounts. That is free and it is linked to Facebook. It's also easy to use. So do what works best for you. If you're just doing Facebook and Instagram, that's the tool to use. Okay, so another benefit of scheduling tools is consistency. We all know that we struggle with consistency almost everywhere, right? We'll get in the rhythm of sending out our emails every week and then it starts to slow back, or we get in the habit of, oh, we did 5 videos in a week and then we don't do any for 5 weeks, right? So scheduling tools helps us remain consistent. It helps us keep a regular workflow. It ensures that we're always on top of those tasks and meetings. So for example, I use Asana to create like a workflow for me and my assistants and my client. So everything that I create or everything that I am working on or tasks that need to be completed go into Asana. And then from there, for me, obviously I have a client workflow. So my clients review their social media captions, graphics, all of that. And then I tag my assistant that schedules that content into Metricool. And that's the workflow that works for us. Now, you may have a CRM system. This is more of a project management tool, but you may have a CRM system that works well for you. So use that. But the one that I use, you might have also heard of like Trello, things like that. I use Asana, but it just really helps with some of those like recurring tasks, keeping processes smooth. And again, then I'm able to like tag teammates. I'm able to tag clients. So if it's something you look into, it's a system that you could essentially tag your, your other LOs, your marketing team, all of that kind of stuff to review content all in one dashboard. I'm not 100% familiar with CRM systems and if that isn't a capability inside of CRMs, because I don't use a lot of them. I am actually getting into using the LO CRM through Mortgage Marketing Animals, and I absolutely love it. So that is to be determined on those tasks, but the consistency is just key when we are using all of that stuff. Okay, another benefit is flexibility, y'all. So when we have scheduling tools, if we need to reschedule things, if we need to update a task, if we need to pass a task on to somebody else, right? That flexibility is key. It is so amazing. There's no more scrambling to inform everyone about a different change in plan. So you can just do a few clicks. If you are rescheduling your social media, it's literally a few clicks in Metricool. If you need to let people know about a change, it's just a few clicks inside of Asana or anything like that, you guys. So I highly encourage, the fact that we have these benefits of flexibility, customizability, consistency, efficiency. These are huge things that we can use inside of some of these scheduling tools. Another thing that I didn't mention that it's not necessarily a scheduling tool, but you can use it for y'all, like everything, is Zapier. I use Zapier for a lot of things to streamline a lot of different processes of mine. If certain forms get filled out, I get an email when that form has been completed. So if there's things that you're like, I got to check this every single day, or I need to go in and make these changes or updates, see if Zapier has a connection that you can easily integrate into your system that you're working with already. I can actually even go in and have Zapier create tasks inside of Asana when a new client form fill is done. So I can easily create some of those processes inside of that tool. Okay. So some of the top scheduling tools for business owners, loan officers, things like that, that I recommend is going to be Calendly, right? I feel like every LO that I work with has a Calendly link or some form of appointment setting link. Calendly to me is just really simple and it's it's effective. It works well. I never have glitches or issues with it. So it's perfect for managing like my client meetings or just working across different time zones because I work with clients from all over the United States. So, I'm in Florida, but I've got clients in California. So that time zone difference, there's no like question about, oh, well, it's 3 o'clock here. What time is it there? So it's definitely helpful. It reduces that back and forth emails of, oh, do you have Tuesday? No, I don't have Tuesday, but I have Wednesday. Oh, I don't have Wednesday at 2 o'clock, right? It's very easy to just say, hey, here's my calendar. Here you are, right? Like book a time that works for you, and then move on. And then Google Calendar, that integrates really easily with Calendly. Obviously, you can add all of your entire Google Calendar from Gmail into Calendly, or if you use Outlook, you can also do your Outlook calendar. And that way you won't have those like lineups where is pulling that Google Calendar or that Outlook calendar. And so it will automatically block off that time for you when someone goes to look at your calendar to book. So you're not having to be like, oh, like there's going to be issues. It will easily integrate with that. It also, the thing I love about the Google Calendar are the task lists. So I use Asana for a lot of tasks as well, but I love my Google Calendar on the go. Even though Asana has a fantastic task list app on my phone, Gmail is just easy for me to just get in there and sync with my other like personal calendar and things like that. So I love Google Calendar, but I know Outlook has one as well. But you can also like easily coordinate between team members, clients, managing multiple projects, schedules. You can link or sync up your entire team schedule. So that way, if you need to make sure that like there's no meetings missed or overlap in meetings, you can sync up there. I already mentioned Asana. That is more of that visual project management tool that's got boards, lists. It helps you like visually track the progress of various tasks. So if you're trying to move someone through a, loan approval, maybe you can work through boards that way and start on one board and then it works through with your team that way. Again, you may have a CRM that does the exact same thing, but it's excellent for breaking down large projects into very manageable steps and assigning those tasks and then monitoring those deadlines. So I use it for a lot of things with my clients when it comes to social media. You may use it for, again, the different stages of a loan application, contact to final approval, just making sure that nothing is overlooked in that process. And then the other one that I use very, very consistently as well is Metricool. Y'all have heard me probably talk about it many a times, not just in this podcast episode, but it is a content calendar. It keeps all of your analytics in one place for all of your platforms that you link to it. You have the ability to schedule posts across multiple platforms, really just allows you to plan, schedule, analyze your social media. Y'all, I'm all for like streamlining and making things as simple as possible. And so when you are trying to maintain a very consistent social media presence, scheduling tools are going to be key in that. Now, I know Canva also has a scheduling tool. So again, it really depends on the platforms that you are most active on or that you are posting on, in terms of like what platform to use. Again, if it's just Facebook and Instagram, just go with Meta Business Suite. But Metricool does all of the different platforms. If you are trying to do LinkedIn, Google, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. YouTube is also linked there. You can add in YouTube Shorts. So that's a really cool tool to use for just everything. And then, let's talk about implementation. So how do we implement these scheduling tools into our daily routine, right? Because we're already busy and you're like, Charles, you want me to create social media content, come up with topics, do all the things and schedule it, learn these new tools, right? Like I don't have time and I get it. So really step one is identifying what you need most. So evaluate what your most time consuming tasks in your daily routine are when it comes to, social media, when it comes to managing tasks? Are you spending too much time setting appointments? Maybe you need to get the scheduler for Calendly, right? Going back and forth. Are you struggling to keep your social media consistent? Maybe you've got the content, but you forget to post it, right? So maybe you need Metricool. Identify where scheduling tools can make the biggest impact is step number one. And don't go all in, right? Don't be like, well, Chelsea, you said Asana and Calendly and Metricool. And so now you got all of these platforms or all of these tools. And you're like, now I'm overwhelmed. No, I want you to pick what you need the most right now and then go from there. And then do that for 30 days, 60 days, and then implement a new one. Okay. All right. So choose the right tool. So we kind of already touched on this, but match the features of the tools with your specific needs. So again, client meetings, think about Calendly, project management, maybe Asana, maybe a CRM, maybe learning your CRM. There's the new AI CRMs are phenomenal. So learn some of those things that can take off that pressure for you. And then maintain that consistent online presence, Metricool, Meta Business Suite, right? So think about what those features are that you need. And then again, set up your tool and start small. So only integrate the tool into your daily or weekly routine that is most needed right now, that takes up the most time right now. And then as you're comfortable, expand. Okay. Also, kind of talking about the starting small scenario, don't look at, okay, so let's say you're like, I'm going to sign up for Metricool. I'm going to schedule my content. Okay, well, now what I want you to do is I want you to think about just scheduling your content for a week versus an entire month, right? I want you to get comfortable with the tool itself as well. I don't want you to dive into the tool, get overwhelmed with just one tool because you're like, now I got to schedule posts for, 30 days. I don't even have the content for 30 days. Start small in that scenario as well. Okay. So Calendly, for example, if you want to start scheduling client meetings through a calendar link, just set up your calendar for the upcoming 30 days and go from there. Okay. You don't have to do your calendar for the entire year. Do it 30 days at a time or 2 weeks at a time, right? Whatever that, just remember to update it, whatever that looks like. And then use the tutorials, use the support resources as needed to maximize the benefits of some of these tools. I actually have been using Asana now for 2.5, 3 years, and I love the platform. I love it. I am just now discovering even more tools that I have access to streamline stuff. I have been like clicking around and digging into things outside of what I normally just use Asana for. And I'm like, oh, I had no idea this stuff was available to me. I could have been using this stuff for a while now, and it would have streamlined stuff way easier in terms of like tasks for my assistants and completing those tasks and all of the things. So, or the layout would look a little bit better for my clients. So utilize some of those tutorials on these tools that you implement, because you would be surprised that you're like, well, I use this tool, but I had no idea it did all this stuff, right? So utilize that and those resources, because I guarantee you're probably not maximizing the benefits of the tools that you already currently use or have, because I know I sure wasn't. So anyways, I always leave you guys with an action item. I hope this episode was helpful for you. Short and sweet. Again, go back, look at what you're doing, lay out your day, see where you can start streamlining some of your stuff. We didn't really dive into Zapier, but Zapier, again, integrates heavily with so many other things that you could easily also use that tool for a lot of things that you're like, well, all of this stuff takes up my time. So you may even be able to streamline your stuff that way, right? If you're getting a lead in and you want it to zap over to your CRM, like all of those things can happen. You just got to find the right tool. So your action item this week is to choose one tool. First of all, you got to start with step one. You got to figure out what you need the most, what is taking up the most time in your business or in your day or in your week or in your month, and then choose one tool, whether it's for meetings, project management, social media, notifications, to integrate into your routine. I want you to track your time savings. I want you to observe how much more consistent and efficient that your workflow can or will become. But also keep in mind, there is a learning curve when you start these platforms or these tools. So don't be like, well, I logged into Metricool and I am lost. I am lost. It is going to be more time consuming because obviously it's going to be more time consuming in the beginning. But as soon as you understand it and you get that workflow, man, it is going to save you time. If you are someone who already schedules consistently on social media and you want to, and maybe you have a YouTube channel, look into systems like ManyChat where you can just have someone comment on your post and it will automatically send them the link to your YouTube channel or your podcast episode or whatever the case may be. Look into that, right? That's another tool, ManyChat. So there's so many tools out there, but I want you to know, like ManyChat for me, for example, is one of those that like I have to get in and learn. I know it's not hard. I currently am manually doing stuff when someone comments on my post for like my podcast episode or whatever. I am learning ManyChat, but it's for me, it's a new tool. And so I need to take the time to get in there and learn it. Once I learn it, man, woo, it's going to speed up my social media stuff tenfold. It's going to allow you to get my episode for the podcast or to sign up for my free webinars so quickly and easily. And it's going to streamline it on my end. And you're not waiting on me to see that you commented to then send it to you. It will automatically do it for me and for you. So anyways, I hope this was helpful. Go choose one tool this week. Shoot me a DM. Let me know what tool that is. I would love to know. You can find me on any social media platform, primarily over on Instagram at the Chelsea Gardner. And until next time, y'all, I will chat at you then. Bye for now.
Thanks for tuning into today's episode of the Simplified Social Marketing Podcast. Make sure to follow me on any of your favorite social platforms at the Chelsea Gardner. And don't forget to hit subscribe for your weekly dose of marketing magic. Until next time, my friend, remember to keep your marketing simple and effective.